Roblox just released a swearing update, your Roblox might get stolen, a bunch more new big updates, and more insane news today. And if you're new, we're trying to reach 400,000 subs, so please subscribe and let's get right into it. Alright, firstly, let's start with a pretty big story, being that Roblox has officially released a swearing update. So over the last few years now, actually, there's been so much instances where Roblox accidentally allows swearing, the chat filter breaks, the username filter breaks. And with that, Roblox has announced at RDC before that they want to improve the chat filter, or loosen the chat filter for older accounts. And when they announced this, it wasn't actually that hype in the community. It was pretty big, but a lot of people were very skeptical because in the screenshot that they showed at RDC, all the uncensored was the word LMAO. So everyone thought that it was not going to be that good and they're not going to allow, the big actual swear words, if you know what I mean. But today, they officially released the update and you can literally say every swear word you want. The F word, the S word, anything you want, you can say it. Now, obviously, as expected, this is not for every account. You can't be 3-year-olds and swearing. It's for everyone who is verified, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know if it's verified, but everyone who is 17 years old, and they have to be in a 17 and up experience. That's a big thing here. I know a lot of people thought that it's just going to be for accounts in general and they can swear in every game, but it has to be an experience that's rated for 17 and up mature players, which I'm pretty sure you actually have to be verified to join, so you do have to be a verified account. And well, yeah, Blox News tweet out here saying, Roblox users who are 17 years old can now use profanity and experience is rated 17 and up. And in the screenshot they provided, they literally just said the F word straight up, no censoring or anything. And I guess now we kind of learned how this update works. And it's actually way better, or I guess crazier than people thought. Because like I said, when they announced it at RDC, everyone was saying oh, they're still going to censor the F word and stuff, but they literally didn't. If you're 17 and up and you join a 17 and up experience, you can say any word you want now under the sun. Which is honestly pretty crazy because I did not expect this from Roblox at all. But to be fair, over the past few years now, Roblox is trying to make their platform for older players. And I mean, this is one way to bring them in. Because a lot of people always got frustrated because the chat filter wouldn't let them say anything. But now, if you're an older player, you can just say whatever you want and you don't have to worry about the chat filter. Although, to be fair, the biggest problem with this feature being that it does have to be a 17 and up game. And most games that are 17 and up just aren't that popular because there's not really a big market for them. So I feel that's kind of the downside to this. But on the bright side, I guess if you're playing with your friends and you join a 17 and up game, you can swear and say whatever you want now. And overall, everyone's pretty excited and shocked by this as well because number one, just like me, everyone's surprised to see it, be this loose and free. But also everyone is excited because this is what they wanted on the platform for so long. And now, there's a system in place where you can say these swear words comfortably. But also to combat that, a lot of people are now kind of angry at Roblox because in the past and over the past few months or whatever, especially in voice chat, or no, exclusively in voice chat, a lot of people who have a 17 and up account in 17 and up games have been getting their accounts banned for swearing in those type of games through a voice chat. So a lot of people are saying that hopefully this update carries out through the voice chat as well, which I'm assuming it probably should, but that's not confirmed yet. So if you go swearing in voice chat and you get banned, don't blame me. But overall, pretty insane. I can't believe we can actually swear in Roblox now, anything. I was surprised at how loose they actually made the chat filter. And I mean, now you're gonna see a bunch of people swearing in these type of games. But anyways, with that being said, let's move to our next swear. Roblox actually being kind of hacked. So over the past few months, and actually just recently, I covered how Roblox extensions are popping up that actually steal your Robux. And over the past few months, they've only been on the Chrome web store because that's where the most players are. But as these extensions get more popular and as they get called out, a lot of people on the Chrome web store start to catch on. And also the Chrome web store has pretty good moderation from what I've seen. Most of them get taken down after a few reports and stuff. But with that, a lot of these people have started migrating to other browsers, and there's been two different methods I've seen. There's been the one method where they just make their own extension as per usual, but then I've also seen people make extensions that are just copies of actual pop-up extensions. So people make it they think it's more real. And right now there's so much popping up across every single browser and browser store. So if you play Roblox on anything but Chrome, or actually in Chrome just to be careful with what extensions you get, because right now there's so much out there that are actually hacking people. And as I covered in the past, not only are these guys, putting it on other browsers and stuff, they've actually been advertising them on Roblox as well. So they advertise it on Roblox to trick more people into getting it. And now that it's on every single browser, it's gonna hack and trick even more people. And right when you download any of these extensions, they don't just hack your Roblox account or get access to your account. They actually completely steal all your Robux. If you read the reviews, people are saying that all their Robux are stolen because of this, and somehow with these extensions, they cookie log you and then from that they get your account information, and then you spend all your Robux and give it to them. So it's actually a pretty big problem going on. And in general, if you have any extensions on your like any browser that you don't use, you should probably just delete it just to be safe. And you should only download the extensions that are trusted and popular. Now, like I said, a lot of people are imitating popular extensions. So the best way to know if it's a real or not is that a lot of popular extensions have their own websites. So make sure to follow that and be very careful with extensions, because right now there's so much popping up that are literally viruses. I'm not going to show the name fully just because I know somebody is probably going to download it even after I said all this, but I'm going to just show you screenshots and explain what they are, because these are the most popular ones. There's this one here that's like an audio downloader, and then the most popular one I've seen, and the one that's been advertising on Roblox, is a one where you export clothing and templates from Roblox, and then another row searcher type one. And then there's also like copies of popular extensions like Roper, for example. So be very careful right now. And anyways, with that being said, let's move to our next story of Roblox actually making a big mistake. So like 2-3 months ago now, Roblox released this item called the Warm Pretzel Back Snagger. And it was just like a regular free item. It was pretty cool, and everyone liked it because, you know, it was a free item. And this item was actually very hyped in the community because it's actually exclusive. In the description, it stated it's going to go off sale on October 15th. And well, as you can expect, why I'm talking about this, you know, months later, is because it is now December 5th, you know, 50 days later. And for some reason, the item is still on sale. So Roblox completely just forgot about this item, and they literally have not taken it off sale ever since. And I feel like a lot of people are pretty happy at this because, you know, they missed the item. But also a lot of people are pretty upset at this because, you know, they rushed to buy this and were excited for this free item, you know, to potentially go limited. But Roblox completely forgot about it, and it's still on sale now. So I guess if you're watching this video by the time I uploaded this, go check out the item and get it before they delete it, because they still accidentally kept it on sale. And in general, I'm curious if like Roblox planned to make this like limited after, and then they just forgot, because like usually when they say stuff like this, it automatically goes off sale right away. But I guess they just forgot. And anyways, with that being said, let's move to our next story of actually a decent Roblox update I've seen recently. So Roblox is working on an annual premium subscription, which will give you 17% more compared to the premium 1000. And this is literally exactly what it says. You can pay now $100 a year to get premium every month, instead of buying it or every month or renewing it every month. And you actually get more Robux, and you actually save more money, so it's not a bad deal. Because I know a lot of people, you know, they buy premium and they have it for like years. So now if you're one of those players, you can just get the premium annual version and you'll get more Robux and save more money like that. So pretty cool Roblox update, and pretty decent one of that. But anyways, move to our next story of another update, and these next few stories are all updates because there's been a bunch recently. RTC News tweeted out saying, Roblox is slowly rolling out a camera feature and avatar editor to showcase what the movement of an equipped dynamic head will look like. Which, I mean, it's pretty cool, but a lot of people seem to think this is just pointless. Because I mean, I understand what they're going for, because I know a lot of people, maybe they want to equip items, but it doesn't like match with the dynamic head because it might clip through like their shirt and stuff. But it just seems like a very useless and random update. And if you read the comments, people seem to agree. They're like, the update's fine, but what was the point of this? And it just seems to be another random Roblox update that's kind of useless. But to be fair, a lot of times when Roblox update stuff, they like remove stuff or change stuff. And in this situation, they didn't do any of that. It's just like a random feature they added. So the fact that it didn't really change anything and it's just kind of there it's pretty harmless in my opinion. And for the people who will actually use this, it works. And for the people who don't want to use it, no one's forcing you. You know what I mean? So I guess it's a pretty alright update. It just seems kind of useless. But speaking of which, let's move to our next story of another update that's actually pretty decent in my opinion. So Roblox has launched 2 new things to the creator marketplace, which is spell correction and fastest suggestions. And if you're confused, let me break down what's going on. So the first one's pretty self-explanatory. If you're in the Roblox studio and you use Toolbox and whatever, and you actually spell something wrong, it will now pop up like a did you mean this, and it will autocorrect and spell correct what you're trying to say, which does seem kind of minor, but I actually think this is really good. And next we have fastest suggestions, which is actually a pretty cool update. Basically what it is that it narrows your search terms. So look at this example right here. These people searched up house, and obviously house is a very broad term, and finding the exact house you want from like the model or whatever is going to be very hard. However, with the new suggestions, you can make it so it's modern, brick, a beach house, and using like the system, it'll actually just filter through all that. So if you want a modern house, you can just do house, and it'll suggest you to do one of these tags, and then you can suggest one of these tags to find exactly what you're looking for. It's actually a really cool feature in my opinion. And overall, these 2 features in combination just kind of make the experience for users better. And anyways, with that being said, let's move to our next story of another update. They've been releasing a lot recently. RTC News tweeted out saying, Roles made playing with your friends easier. You will begin seeing prompts for when your friends invite you to join them, when you switch to another game, and when they leave. So yeah, not only are you going to get this for invites, but you're going to get this for all sorts of things. As we can see in the screenshots, when someone invites you to a game, you're now going to have the option to ignore it or join. And then if you're playing with your friend in a game and they leave, it'll actually tell you that they left and what game they went into, so you can join them straight from there in game. You don't have to leave or anything. And then also in general, when someone leaves and you're playing with them, there's now an option to invite them back, which is actually really good in my opinion, because a lot of times when people are playing together, you know, one person crashes or disconnects, and now you can invite them back super easily. And if you enjoy, check this video where everyone's angry at Please Own It for some reason, and I'll see you in the next one.